It's time again for another installment of the basics, and on today's show I want to show you the biggest rookie mistakes that players of the X-Files CCG perform. And this is mainly when you're building decks. So let's get started. For some reason, when players get into new CCGs, or if they're just new to them, they don't do a lot of research, and when they start building decks off the cuff, there's a lot of rookie mistakes that they make, and I'm going to show you how it pertains to the X-Files CCG and the main mistakes you want to avoid when you're constructing a deck. And the first one is equipment, because everybody, I don't know why this happens. I've seen it in a lot of games, and I've actually seen it happen in tournament play with people bringing out a constructed deck, and people are using the wrong equipment in the game. Now, if you go online and look at a lot of amateur and professional constructed decks, you'll see a lot of people saying the same thing. Don't use too many weapons in your equipment like guns and knives and things like that. What you really want to use in terms of equipment, I don't have them all pictured here, but flashlights are important. High resolution camera, because that adds points to the agent's occult investigation skill. That's very important. Laptop computer adds 2 to the agent's computer skill. That can be huge. And of course, without getting into too many details, everyone's favorite piece of equipment in the X-Files CCG, and that would be the Mojo Bag. You need to have at least 1, if not 2 Mojo Bags in your deck. They come in handy. And I don't want to go into detail because it would take me a while to explain, but if you look up X-Files CCG on the web and type in Mojo Bag, you'll get the gist. The second biggest problem, aka rookie mistake, are the agents that are chosen. Everybody right away gravitates to Agent Mulder and Scully. Now that's fine because they have decent stats, but personally, when I used to play with my old set, I always went for Agent Krychek and Agent Weiss more than anybody because they have more health at 5 and 4 than most other agents, and they have a lot of smaller skills, especially if you're working on a deck that's built on subterfuge. Krychek has 4. That's a huge help, especially if you're investigating a like-minded X-File. And don't forget Inspector Phoebe Green, also with 4 health and a lot of smaller skills like criminal investigation that really help. You can use Mulder and Scully. I'm not stopping you because Mulder does have some cool attributes himself, but these 3 are the way to go in any serious deck. Trust me on this one. Now, one of the most common rookie mistakes is the amount of events put in a deck. And even though I've mentioned before in previous shows that you can play 3 cards per turn in this game, you do not want to load too many events in your deck. There seems to be this misconception that because of the amount of cards that can be played, you want to have, say, 30 event cards in a deck. That's too many. I think I've said on a previous show 15 to 20 max. Like 30 or more? Really? No. Terrible. Look at any constructed deck on the internet. You'll see that's bunk. And the final one is the amount of sight cards in a deck. I've also mentioned this before on a previous episode in a smaller way. 5 is the maximum number of sights you really need. You don't need more than that. And there's a video on YouTube by another guy who plays the X-Files CCG. I'm not going to name him. He seems to think that 1 or 2 is more than enough. So what happens if they both get wiped out? Then what do? Whoops. 5 is a happy medium. No higher, no lower. Now, not everybody is going to avoid rookie mistakes. It happens to the best of us. But at least knowing some of these, you might get through it, and you might not do all of these rookie mistakes at the same time when you're constructing a deck in your new CCG, especially if it comes to the X-Files. That's all for today. Have a great day, everybody.